Good day everybody, it's me again, Lucky-kyun, and for today's video I'll be doing the Tomato art challenge, do this in your style. I'm gonna show it to you by speed paint, but of course I'll also gonna try to point something out while doing it. And while doing it, I'm also be talking about some certain stuff, because I kinda like talking. Certain stuff like the title, why you should not put all of your effort just studying anatomy. We all know PHILTOMATO, he's pretty popular on those gesture drawings of his, and it is really satisfying to look at, because it is gesture, the key to make the character drawings satisfying and alive. Maybe some people out here clicked this video because of the title. What I meant about that is don't put 100% of your effort on just anatomy. I saw some artists who actually forgot about gestures and just focusing on details of muscles of their drawings and ended up pretty stiff. I'm guilty to that. Now I still have it sometimes, because I used to draw armored characters or robes, fantasy stuff, and there's a lot of details on clothing, so I always ended up covering those gestures. Though it can be an excuse, of course. There are some ways, in fact a bunch of ways, even with a bunch of details around, you can still show the gestures of the drawing by using the shape of those robes and armors. But yeah, I'm still into practice to that because somehow it's kinda rare to find a decent gesture tutorial, especially with armors. Reality is boring, and it really is. Sometimes you have to exaggerate stuff to make things interesting, and exaggerating gestures is one of those things. But sometimes be careful not to exaggerate too much, because there are times things don't go well together. Like too much gestures, unrealistic proportion, kind of feels off. But not all the time, of course. Sometimes it works. So yeah, gestures can really add life to your drawing. Without it, it's pretty boring, actionless. And if you're a beginner, I'm sure you always ask yourself how to get better in your anatomy drawings. You know what? Just stop it. You don't need to hurry about it. You can start with large muscles, important areas that can be shown most of the time like biceps, deltoids, neck, face, and just remember the shape of the entire body. That's what I do. Remember the silhouette. Sometimes it looks off, I can change it. And for other part like legs or thighs, you can just use reference. Slowly you can learn from it. But as you do that, please be mindful about gestures. Apply those curves. Aside from the two, anatomy and gestures, there are other things to apply as well. Other stuff in fundamentals. It should be balanced. Some people might be mad about giving them the same advice. Imagine fundamentals is like gunpla. It cannot be this good if you don't start from this. So there you have it. The reason why you should not focus too much studying on anatomy in a wrong time. You should apply other fundamentals as well. I hope people won't misunderstood about what I'm saying today. It is really good to study too much about anatomy because memorizing all those muscles isn't bad. But sometimes you should be careful about it. If you don't have enough knowledge just yet, it will hurt the quality of your illustration in the future because, the habit thing. If you keep doing the mistake over and over again, your muscle memory will remember it and it's really hard to get rid from it. Take it slow, don't rush, find the right source. So now let's continue the painting. In this illustration, I tried to make a good gesture despite of having a semi-realistic rendering, and at the same time trying out some painting process that I don't usually do, which I ended up pretty satisfied than any other painting I did. I've been struggling finding a painting process that I would be comfortable with and getting the result that I wanted. I learned a lot of painting methods, but I feel like it doesn't really seem right every time I work on painting. It's good to learn different method, but it sometimes affects your own quality of work depending on what you usually do because different method mixes up in your brain. So you should learn to separate each methods and when you think you should use it depending on a result you wanted to happen. So thank you everybody for watching this video, and I hope you learned something, at least a little, about it. Please subscribe to this channel and you can share knowledge in the comments below. Someone might need it.